I'm going to use my dinosaur example that I created earlier to show you how you can edit your type. Now, by editing type, I'm not talking about changing typing errors. I'm talking about changing how your letters look as far as the spacing in between letters, the spacing in between sentences, and also the ability to make your text look really good by using the tools you'll find in the character panel. Specifically, I'm talking about these guys here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my layers, and I'm going to double click on my Dino text, and I'm going to show you that we have these letters selected. With these letters selected, I can do something that you'll see right here, which is called tracking. Now, these characters are currently selected so that I can go to my tracking and I can change the spacing in between all of the selected characters. So by going to negative numbers, I bring the text closer together. Now, some fonts do have too much space in between the characters, so you may occasionally have to go to your tracking, your kerning, and also your leading options to change them. So I'm going to put this back on 0. So this is what this guy here will do for you, and you can always see what it's going to do by looking at the little symbol, and you see that it's going to get rid of the spaces or change the spaces in between the selected characters. Notice that the text here is selected. It has a little gray box just like here. Now what I'm going to do is select 2 characters. Now I can use this guy right here and notice the slash in between the letters. This is called kerning. We can change the spacing between 2 letters. So I'm going to go now and choose something like 0, and then I'm going to enter my own stuff here. So I'll put this back on metrics, and I think I'll put it on optical, and you see optical gives you a really nice feel. The difference between these two is that you can change the way they are spaced in 2 different formats. I usually use optical because it gives better results. So once again, I can enter a number there between the 2 selected letters, and I can change things. Now, something else you may have noticed. Unlike when I selected the entire word, and we got the ability to work with this text, when you select 2 characters, this ghosts out, but only the ability to go between optical and metrics activates. What if you want to enter your own number here to change the spacing between these 2 letters? Well, you don't select them. You click in between them. See this little line here? All you have to do to remember these things is look at the way these little symbols are put together. So I clicked here, and now I can access these options. So they work in different ways. All right, what about these guys here? Well, what this will allow me to do, this tool here, is allow me to click also in this space. And all these tools do the same thing, by the way. You can click in the space and change different parameters. Now what I'm going to do is click and highlight these guys, and I'm going to change what's known as the vertical and horizontal scales. So I can stretch things and I can shrink them. So right now I'm dealing with the scale that will go vertically, up and down. If I want to make this text wider, I go to the horizontal, and now I'm changing the scale of this text in this fashion. So these are really cool tools that you can use to change your text. I'm going to go here and add some faux bold, or I can make faux italics. Let me go ahead and click on this one. Sometimes it takes some time to do because they may not be included in that font. And I can also go to all caps. I can also go to superscript and subscript, underline, and strike through. So just experiment with these guys and think of how you can use them to convey a message. You can use them to design things and create things that are difficult to convey otherwise. And sometimes, even though the tool is for something else, you can use it in a design sense. Say, for example, you want to do something to show that dinosaurs are extinct. Well, strike through does that. Now we have a line going through dinosaur. Just an example of how you can use these guys creatively as well.